Hey everybody, I'm Rusty and this is You Fix It Garage. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my bike specific toolkit for my Tenere 700. So let's move on over here to the bench and I'll show you what I got. Alright, the theme I took for my toolkit and for all my bikes, I go through the bike in detail. I check every socket, every fitting, everything that I think that I might have to take off for a normal trailside repair. And I pack those tools and only those tools. Try and be as minimalistic as possible. I know. So for flat repair, I've converted my bike to tubeless for a number of reasons. If you want to see that process, I'll put a link to the video up there whenever I get that one up. But the main reason is that if I have a puncture flat on a trail, I can put a plug in it. And so I've got these plug tools right here. And then I can just air it back up with a pump and I can be on my way instead of having to pull the tire off, pull the wheel off, pull the tire off, put a tube in it, all that stuff. 5 minutes I'm back up and going if it's just a puncture flat. Plus it eliminates pinch flats. So I've got plug tools right here. That may not apply to you if you don't have tubeless. I've also got a pump. Right, just a little bicycle pump. I know a lot of people carry the electric pumps, and those are great. I think they're just a little bit bigger and heavier overall. So I've just got a regular hand pump right here. It won't set the bead on my tubeless tires, but that's why I've got a tube right here, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But on this pump, I've got some electrical tape wrapped on it. Keeps me from having to carry a whole roll of electrical tape. I've just got it wrapped on the handle right here, and if I need tape, I can pull it right off there and use it. I've got a little small valve stem wrench, and actually this, I just put it here for a demonstration. I actually just replaced my valve stem caps with these little wrenches on all of my tires. That way I've always got a valve stem wrench there. Little tiny small pressure gauge to check the tire pressure if I need to on the side of the trail. Let's see what else. Okay, let's talk about the tube. So I carry a front tube only. My tire is tubeless, but if I get into a situation on the trail where I need to make a repair that those plugs won't fix, I can put this front tube either in the front or in the back of the bike. It'll work in either one in a pinch to get me out of the trail and back to the house. So I've got it shrink wrapped here. It protects the tube for one, and also it sucks it down and makes it pretty small where it'll fit in the bike. So I've got that. As far as tire spoons, just in case I do have to pull a tire, I've got some Motion Pro, some small Motion Pro spoons right here, and then I've got some Motion Pro bead breakers right here. These have got holes drilled in them, and I'll show you why here in a minute. It's because of where I store them on the bike. Moving on, I've got this little sponge right here that I coated with bead buster lubricant, and I've got a bunch of that in there, and then I shrink wrapped it mainly to keep it from being so messy. It doesn't really make it much smaller, but keeps it from getting everywhere. So I've got tire lube if I've got to pull those tires off. I've got a trail stand right here to prop the bike up so I can pull the tire off if I have to. This is, I know you can make these yourself, but man, this is really a good tool. I like this thing a lot. Worth every penny I paid for it. I've got my axle wrench right here. This is probably the heaviest tool, not probably, it is the heaviest tool in my toolkit. I really wish it was made of aluminum, but then I don't know if it would be tough enough to do what I need to do. But again, that's a really good tool for a Tenere, and I'll put a link to those in the description, but that's what I've got for my axles. And I think that pretty much takes care of all of my wheel and tire stuff. Now, moving on to, like, I've got zip ties. Of course, everybody knows you can use zip ties for everything. So I think I've got 10 zip ties there. I've got some JB Quick Weld that I can use if I need to make a repair that JB Weld will fix, a hole in my case or cracked case or something like that. Little razor knife in case I need to strip wire or I need to open those vacuum sealed bags. This is a pair of just rubber gloves. I've got 2 of those. I've got them vacuum sealed just mainly to make them more compact and protect them. so that they're in good shape when I need to use them. And then coming across here, so for pliers, I've just got this little small set of Nipix, and I think these are called water pump pliers. They're made in Germany. I bought them on Amazon. These things are tough as nails. I really like them a lot, and that's the biggest pair of pliers I think I'm going to need. I see a lot of guys that carry, you know, a crescent wrench or a big pair of channel locks because they think, man, these will take apart anything. And it's true, they're good tools, but I'll be honest with you, when I'm working on my bike in the shop, I do not use these tools because they mar and strip bolts, and they're just really not good tools for the job, to be honest with you. And so why would I want to carry them for a trailside repair? If you go through your bike and you figure out exactly what size you need, these kind of become irrelevant. They're big, they're bulky, and you don't need them. All right, so now getting into more of the minimalistic, how I tried to keep this kit as lightweight as possible, and that is with my ratchet set and my socket set that I've got right here. So instead of carrying a regular ratchet, I just have this little 1/4 inch bit driver. And the reason I carry it is because I can do everything that I need to do with a ratchet and more with this little bit driver. So I've got all of the bits right here. Instead of carrying a Allen wrench set like this, that's again kind of big and bulky, I'm just carrying the Allen wrenches that I need for the bike that fit my bit driver. So right here I've got a 4, a 5, a 6, and an 8 Allen wrench bit, and that works for everything I need. I've got a number 20 Torx. I think this is 20 or 25, 20. It says 20/25 Torx right here. And I don't remember what it was on the bike that I needed that for, but again, I went all through the bike and there was a need for that one. I've got my 1/4 inch socket driver that fits into the bit, and I'll go over that here in just a second, and then a Phillips bit right there. So I've got all those things. Now with this 1/4 inch drive bit, I can put it in my bit driver. Now I've got a ratchet. This is a ratcheting bit driver, and I can take my little extension that I've got right here, I can stick it in the handle there, and now that gives me more leverage in case I need to take something off that's really tight, or I can stick it in there and put my bit there, and I've got an extension. I can get deeper into the bike if I need to take something off. So those work really well for that purpose. You'll be surprised if you buy a bit driver, buy a really good quality one, and you'll be surprised at how much torque you can get and how tight of bolts you can take off with a little small bit driver like this. If I need even more torque than I can get with that little extension, I can take one of these end wrenches, stick it over top right there, and give myself a lot of leverage if I have to have it. All right, so that's the reason for the bit driver. I've got my sockets are all 1/4 inch sockets, and I'm only carrying what I need. So I've got a 6, a 8, a 12. No, I'm sorry. I've got an 8, a 10, a 12, a 13, and a 14. 8, 10, 12, 13, and 14. Those are the ones that when I went through the bike, I determined that I needed for this. On the end wrenches, so I've got 7, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8, and then an 8 and a 10 open end wrench. So any nuts that are really, really difficult and I don't think that I can get loose with my 1/4 inch drive, I've got these for, or if I can't get a socket on them, I've got an end wrench that will fit those. And 17 is the biggest you're going to need for those. And then finally, I've got this rope right here. This is Kevlar reinforced rope. It's an 850-pound tensile strength rope. I've got 30 feet of it. All right, so the last thing is my toolkit that I carry this stuff in. This is called Rough Enough from a company called Rough Enough. It's a really heavy canvas toolkit, and everything that doesn't have a specific spot on the bike, some other spot on the bike, goes in that toolkit. And so I'll take you over to the bike, and I'm going to show you where I store all this stuff on the bike so that I don't have to carry a backpack or some other something with me. It's all on the bike, and it stays on there all the time. Here we are over at the bike. I got all the stuff put back in the bag, and the bag just sits right on top of where the battery is right there. Here's my pump. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I can get the camera over there. There is the trail stand. I took both of the ends off of it, and it's just slid down in there. And then when I take my tube, I've got it wrapped up, and when I take my tube and kind of stuff it down in here, it holds that in place, keeps it from rattling around. So there's where my tube lives, right there. Toolkit, pump on the bottom of my seat. I took and drilled a couple little holes, and I took some zip ties and I zip tied those thin Motion Pro tire spoons to the bottom of my seat so they stay there. So all of that stuff stays up underneath the seat. Nice and easy to get to. Coming up under the bike right here, this is the left-hand side. I took my passenger foot pegs off because I've got a Camel Enduro Bend exhaust over there. They needed to come off anyway, plus I don't ever ride a passenger. But I took those off and I mounted these Motion Pro bead breakers right here where the passenger peg used to be. And this is just a homemade little strap where I strap my luggage on right there. So that holds that on the bike. And then finally, the last thing is down in front right here. There's my axle tool for the bike. So that's a Camel skid plate, and that skid plate had a hole in it, kind of like that hole right there. There's another one right there. And so the back of that tool just stuck through that hole. I drilled a hole in it, and I took a bolt and a lock nut, and I just bolted it down low. Again, this being the heaviest tool that I got, I wanted it down low on the bike as far as I could get it. And so that just rides right there on the bike. So those are the things that I carry in my toolkit on my bike and where I store them. I really like it. If you carry something different or you have a difference of opinion, please post it in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. I think the best way we can learn is from each other, and sharing is the best way to do that. Thank you guys for watching. If you find my videos helpful, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. You guys be safe riding out there.